How did you become the youngest card-carrying journalist?
I became a journalist when I was 7 years old, when I saw that there's not enough journalists to cover things that happens in Abi Taleh and in Palestine. Like when my friend Mustafa had been killed, my uncle Rushdie had been killed, a lot of things started to happen and the world didn't know about our feelings as children living under occupation. So I wanted to cover things that happens with other children in Palestine and just to speak about what's happening, about their daily suffering, about their feelings, and to be their voice and try to send their message.
Briefly tell us about your visit to South Africa as well as the Shamsan organization that you represent.
I came to South Africa as Shamsan's ambassador. Shamsan is a new project that we're working on, and we did a lot of things with that. We are trying to make a platform for Palestinian children to send their message, and we focused on global human rights and tried to send the message with art and creativity. And we also did that calendar speaking about 13 child. Every month have a child in his birthday. Like for example, my birthday is in April, so it's in April, and it speaks about our lives and speaks about our stories. So that's a way for sending the message. And we're also working on a new calendar for South African children, and we did a lot of activities. We did a lot of things.
You have described your camera as your weapon. Tell us what it's like to be a child living under occupation in Palestine.
Being a child living under occupation in Palestine it's really hard because it have a lot of effects. Like for example, when I want to go to my school, there are checkpoints. When I want to study, I hear bombing, I hear clashes, I hear canisters. When I want to sleep, there are night raids that they come raid my house and arrest children. When I want to even just study, I can hear things. Even when I want to play, they started to shoot at us. When we sing and demonstrate, they shoot at us. So living under occupation is really hard, and it has a lot of effects that can lead us to lose our future. Like for example, if a child who was arrested and lost years of his school.
I know you've also lost loved ones, like you've said. What would you like to see happening in your country?
I want to see peace. I want to see justice. I want to see equality. I want to live like any child in the world. I want to live a normal childhood, not seeing my people getting killed, not being afraid in every moment to lose somebody they love, even arrested or killed, not just live in free Palestine.
Were there times where you were like, oh, I can't do this anymore, it's too much, as a child, that maybe you wanted to leave everything and live like a normal child?
From the day I was born, I lived in occupation, and from the day I was born, I wished to live in freedom. And if I didn't send our voice, we're gonna stay living under occupation. So, of course not. I have to look to the future and just try to send that message that really had to be sent.
You've said in some of your platforms on social media that you also want to work for CNN. Tell us why you want to work for CNN.
I actually wanted to work for CNN because they don't send the truth and they're really famous around the world. So I wanted to send the truth and for people to know it.
So what do you think are the similarities from apartheid and what is currently happening in your country?
There are a lot of similarities between apartheid and Israeli occupation because both of them are apartheid regimes. So they don't give people the same rights. They're not equal. Killing people, arresting people for, even Palestine, arresting people for no reason, and arresting people for trying to defend their land and trying to defend their home and families.
You are visiting our country when we are celebrating 100 years of Nelson Mandela. I'm sure you know a lot about the icon Nelson Mandela. What would you like to say to South Africans?
I would like to say to South Africa that congratulations for creating that amazing man and an amazing person that have made a change and have made a difference in the world and made something that nobody can forget. And that centenary is it's not only for South Africa, it's for the whole world, and it's especially also for Palestine, because Mandela said that South Africa is never free till Palestine is free. So we'll still on this path. And
that's amazing. And lastly, I know you want to pursue a career in journalism and you want to study in Harvard, but you also want to study fashion design and other things. Tell us more about what you want to study.
I want to be 5 things in the future. First thing, I'm gonna study political science to know more about the governments around the world. Second thing, I'm gonna be a journalist. Like, of course, Palestine will be free, but I'm gonna cover things that happens with other children around the world. Third thing, I'm gonna be an artist to draw like what's happening in Palestine, and not in Palestine, in the world, and to send my message for the children in a nice way. And the fourth thing I'm gonna do is fashion designing, to design more the Palestinian traditional dresses and make it the fashion for those years. Fifth thing, I'm gonna be a soccer player to rise my country name higher.